world is changing. The 20th century focused on technologies like gasoline engines and chemicals. This change led us into the modern level of control and influence over our environment. Now, the focus on the 21st century is repairing the damage. Somehow, we must return our land to its natural, healthy state, while also improving the quality of yields we get from agricultural land. Currently, our agricultural land is shrinking due to urban expansion. Many believe that more highly refined or even synthetic chemicals are the solution. But in reality, we need to return our environment to its natural state. Instead of more chemicals, we need more understanding. We believe we can make a contribution to the science of ecological health by understanding how nature works. And that is what BEST is all about. Although we continue to do our own research, we also commission projects and studies that are conducted by universities and governments around the world. With this research has come discoveries into the secrets of how life has worked on Earth from the very beginning. Much of the science from the last century has been in trying to understand how a specific part of the Earth's ecosystem works. Since then, we've made many important discoveries. The one thing we need to remember is that everything in nature is designed to work together. And it all starts in the soil. Healthy soil exhibits these characteristics: loose, well-structured earth, which promotes good aeration and percolation. Some other characteristics that can be found is a high population of organisms that you can see and millions of microbes that you can't see. Healthy soil has on average 600 million microlife per teaspoon. When the soil is healthy, these microbes establish a rich environment called the rhizosphere. This aids in promoting and maintaining healthy roots. Plants need many nutrients to survive, and most are absorbed by the roots. Therefore, the healthier the root system, the healthier the plant. Microbes extract the nutrients from the soil, refine them, and store them in their bodies. They concentrate them into colonies around the root system, where the plant takes them up. In return, the plants excrete sugar back into the soil for microbes to use. This symbiotic relationship is a natural process and is an advantage to both. Microbes feed the plant, and the plant feeds the microbes. There are many forms of life in the soil, and a balanced community is essential for healthy soil. Bacteria are largely responsible for the refinement of nutrients. These organisms eat, store, and release more nitrogen than any other organism known to man. When they have the right food, moisture, and temperature, they split and divide on an average of every 20 minutes. As bacteria populations increase, more nutrients are able to be refined and ultimately made available to the plant. Fungi are large tubular-like organisms whose job is to transport the nutrients to where they are needed, at the plant's roots. Fungi tubes called hyphae are nutrient highways that can extend from a few inches to over 100 feet in length, allowing the nutrients far from the plant to be transported back in exchange for sugar. The interaction of bacteria and fungi is essential to the health of soil. They provide the basis of the food supply for all other soil life and protection mechanisms for the plants from predators within the soil. For instance, grazers and herbivores eat roots. When a healthy fungal population exists in the root structure, it acts to kill these root feeders, in turn creates food for the fungi and bacteria. Grazers and herbivores are also essential to this environment because their movement through the soil helps to loosen it. Earthworms and other burrowers also live in this environment, creating larger tunnels that aerate and allow water to seep deep into the soil. This helps to supply the roots and soil life with much needed moisture, which is stored for future need by other soil life, even in drought conditions. As bacteria refine nutrients, specifically nitrogen, the nematodes and protozoa in turn eat the bacteria. As these predators do not require all this nitrogen, they deposit the excess back into the soil, making it readily available to the plant. These soil microorganisms eventually die or become food for each other. Either way, the now concentrated nutrient deposits become ideal attractors for both hyphae and plant roots. All these organisms are classified as aerobic. meaning they need oxygen to survive. Even though a healthy plant absorbs the majority of the oxygen it needs through the leaves, the roots and microbes also need oxygen. If the soil oxygen level goes down, microbial populations are reduced and the soil begins to ferment. Organisms, which do not need oxygen to survive, begin to multiply. These anaerobic organisms are for the most part pathogens or disease-causing to the plants, in turn causing a decrease in yields. Even the best current farming practices reduce the number of beneficial soil organisms. Compaction of the soil happens when we take heavy equipment across the land, squashing the homes of beneficial organisms. This reduces the amount of air in the soil and limits the soil's ability to absorb water. Tilling damages soil structure and destroys the colonies of microlife. As the fungi hyphae is broken, the ability to search out and carry nutrients to the plant is also interrupted. When both the colonies of the bacteria and the fungi are disturbed and killed, the entire food web of the soil begins to break down. Most farmers put fertilizers and chemicals into the soil. The most common is inorganic nitrogen. When inorganic nitrogen interacts with existing soil moisture and rain, it dissolves and is attached to the water. The water is then absorbed by the roots, and the suspended nitrogen is inadvertently taken into the plant, upsetting its natural balance of nutrients. As the plant's nitrogen level increases, its need for water also increases, because nitrogen is a salt and salt will dehydrate. When inorganic nitrogen is absorbed by the plant along with water, the plant's nutrient level becomes unbalanced. A common side effect of unregulated nitrogen absorption is a tall plant with weak stalks. These large but thin cell walls make the plant susceptible to disease, pests, and even lodging. Excess fertilizer in the soil also becomes an issue. With reduced microbial populations, much of the fertilizer is no longer able to be stored and leaches through the soil, entering and contaminating the water table. Just as humans need to both eat and drink, plants remain healthy by controlling the intake of water and by absorbing specific nutrients on demand as roots interact with soil microbes. A healthy plant has a higher sugar content and thicker cell walls, both of which help to insulate and protect it from disease, pests, and environmental stresses. With our understanding of soil life and how plants naturally absorb nutrients, Best Farming Systems has been able to make products and provide solutions for everyone who grows plants, and the outcome is revolutionary. The typical farmer uses less fertilizer because soil microbes help convert nutrients into a form that is more suitable for plant absorption. Since the microbes concentrate the now organic nutrients where the plant can absorb them, there is also a substantial reduction in water contamination. As a result, the plant becomes far healthier, and the natural predators that would once attack the plant are kept in check. Thus, fungicide and insecticide uses are significantly reduced. With healthier plants come less input costs, frequently bigger yields, and increased profits. Throughout Canada and the world, Best Farming Systems provide solutions to many problems facing the agricultural industry. Not only do we help address soil and plant issues, we've also developed solutions for failing animal health, all from the simple idea of going back to nature. Regardless of where you are or who you are, Best's products and services have been proven over and over again, giving farmers the advantage they need to become more profitable. Our mission is to provide positive environmental products, systems, and technologies that are economically viable for farmers. Best Farming Systems is a company that is growing very quickly by helping farmers across the world. By understanding and fostering soil health, we can work together to reactivate the biology in your soil, improving the quality of your crops, and increasing the yields on your farm.